think I can taste a little salt in there. But still really sweet and delicious. Okay. Soda popsicle has given me a new lease of life, and I think I've just actually discovered something a bit different that I've not seen before here or anywhere in Bangkok yet. Now, obviously, what you have in these markets is a lot of repetition. You've got a lot of places selling the same things. There's a lot of chips and pizza and stuff like that here now as well. But what I think I've discovered is pork stuffed peppers. And that is what we are walking back down and hunting out now. Because honestly, they looked delicious. And they looked like something different. So, let's get it. Sawadee. Just one, please. This is what we're going for here.
Thank you.
Cap, kun cap. Thank you. No. It's okay. Thank you. So this is what we went for. Basically, grilled peppers stuffed with pork. Now, I have no idea how spicy it is. Okay. It's like a medium kind of spice. Stuffed with minced pork and vegetables. That is actually super delicious. They're only 25 bahts, or about 50-60 pence. It's still quite hot. Spice-wise, I put it on like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. Kind of reminds me of the spicy grilled Greek peppers you get. Holy shit, that was really good. Hands down so far, best thing I've had at the market. I got some spicy fried chicken with a very spicy chili sauce. Maybe a little fish sauce in there as well. It's a little salty. Come with the fried chicken, and it's got some onion in there. It's got some chili in there. You don't get food like this in a food court back in the UK. That is spicy, it's tender. Yeah, sort of little crunch from that raw onion and that spring onion in there really cut through the chicken. It's not overly fatty, but it's definitely spicy. Like I say, look at that extra spicy sauce on the side. And then if it does get too much, iced milk tea. Which is basically tea with sugar and condensed milk. But stuff in this place basically dedicates itself to pad kapow, all the different types. They have white meat beef. I've actually gone for a crispy pork pad kapow. So that looks delicious. That egg, it's so gooey. The amount of basil that's in that crispy pork. That nice level right now with all that egg. Got some chili in there. So I went for medium spicy. As you can see, there's quite a lot of chilies in there. Now immediately, so flavorful. Now, I went for the crispy pork as opposed to the stir-fried minced pork. I love the crispy pork. That rice has got a good body still. Nice and sticky. That pork is deliciously crisp. I've really taken on in that fat all the flavours that's in that bag of pow. There's a good amount of spice, like as soon as you put it in your mouth. I only went medium hot, which is the second spiciest level. It's only extra hot after that. But you get the heat immediately in your mouth, then it never becomes overpowering. All those crispy bits have stayed extremely crispy. All those fatty bits, like I say, they act like a sponge and they can soak in all the flavour from the sauce and that stuff, right? I mean, £100 would be more, or is more expensive than a lot of other pad kapow places. But again, I don't mind paying more. It's not going to be necessarily even beat the one that we had on the food tour with the prawns. It's more expensive than that. And obviously shrimp are more expensive, but the one we had there was cheaper. But it's delicious. And yeah, it's a bit more of a modern setting, so I understand the higher price, you know, that it's just the way the world works. This is delicious.
Spicy a little bit.
Spicy.
One more table.
So you get cabbage, chilies, yeah, and ginger, I think.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Gab and gab. So this is something I'm a big fan of, and I went for spicy. So Isan sausage is like a sour style sausage. Sometimes it's got vermicelli noodle in there. The woman said that this one is spicy. It's not too hot, which means I can go straight into it. So it is quite big. Chase it with some cabbage. You're immediately hit with lemongrass, a little spice, a little sour. Nothing crazy sour. Super dense. Little chili, cabbage. Never been someone that likes raw cabbage. Coleslaw maybe if it's really mayonnaisey, but never normally like a raw cabbage. However, with the spice and the sourness of that sausage, the cabbage really works.
It's 60 baht for the extra added prawn, and then extra 10 baht for the egg.
Okay.
For your next
So first up was, as you saw, that prawn kapow. So that is stir-fried prawns, loads of holy basil, chilies over rice with a fried egg. It's only 80 baht, Danny? 70 baht, which is £1.60.
Yeah.
ish. And honestly, I was not expecting the amount of shrimp we have got in here. There must be about 20, maybe even more. This looks so good. We've got the perfect forkful here.
นิดหน่อยภาษาก็ลืมแล้ว
He speaks.
แต่อยู่เมืองนอกนานแล้วแบบลืมภาษา
But the way you say it is quite Thai.
That is delicious.
I mean, you say Thai.
It's not too spicy. Those shrimp are so sweet and
แต่
soft.
จะอีสาน
Oh, okay.
You can get all that basil coming through.
ที่รสของอีสาน
The rice is nice. It's cross between sort of well cooked and a little softer, so it's a little sticky. Well seasoned, absolutely delicious. So what we have here is hand rolled noodles. It's got some crispy pork, and then it's got what looks like a bit of tongue, probably some liver, a nice egg there on the side as well. So first up, I'm just going to try the broth, because this has won Michelin recognition for years and years and years. Straight off the bat, that is just super peppery. Very rich, very like meaty. And then you get these little bits of dough, and you put some of them in to your bowl for a bit of texture. Now, it's very peppery, but I'm going to add a little bit of the chili vinegar. This is very peppery and very meaty. That bit of acid will really cut through. Super creamy hard-boiled egg. That pork tongue was really, really tender. That little bit of acid now offsets that real savouriness of that broth and a little spice to it. Crunch from those fried bits of dough. That is not a real dish. You can see why it gets recognised every year. And there's normally a queue. So I got in at a pretty good time as I walked past, because they had space for one on a table. But ultimately, as you can hear in the background, there's people shouting, moving tables around. So I don't want to be in here too long and take up this table. Now, when you do order this, just be aware that it does come with some of the offal. They put lung in there, they put liver in there, they put tongue in there. But don't be afraid to try it. If you like pork, try the whole animal. There's going to be bits that you don't like. That looks like a little bit of ear, maybe. Little cartilage in there. Bit of stomach. None of it tastes too gamey. It's not a very strong flavour in any of the liver or the offal or the tongue of the pork. But it's all been cooked down in that broth. So it's all taken in that flavour. And it just adds richness, body almost, to that sauce. Sawadee krab. 2 chicken, 1 pork, please.
You want spicy?
Please, yeah. Captain Cap. Captain Cap. So I literally just filmed the whole first segment of food without recording. So I went and got some more. So we have chicken and pork skewers with a spicy sauce. Now these are, the pork anyway, is called mu ping. I don't know what the chicken is, because obviously mu is pork in Thai. And I'm not sure of the word chicken. So yeah, so this is the chicken one. They're 10 baht each. So I've had 5 skewers, and it's come in at £1.25. Like, it genuinely baffles me, the price, or how cheap it is. Now, in here, there was 2 or 3 pieces of really big pork fat, which are the best bits of this. The fat melts in the mouth. It's sweet, it's smoky. It's unbelievably delicious. Especially that fat. The fat makes that an unbelievable dish. It's not that spicy either. So as you can see, it's a little bit sweet. And as you can see in that video, there's a little bit of tendon, or quite a big bit of tendon, gelatinous kind of goodness in that bowl as well. Obviously some chili. Here's a little sweet. There's a hefty bowl as well. this morning I was craving boat noodles. So boat noodles started off by being served on a boat on the river, and they were usually smaller, but like big bowls, but smaller amounts of filling, so that they could basically pass them across the boats without spilling them. And they are thickened with the blood of the animal. And honestly, it's bloody phenomenal. Fishbowl soup. These have been in the Michelin guide for about 6 years. So you've got what they're famous for is their super bouncy fish balls, and then they have some hefty like dense dumplings, and another type of fish cake. I've added some chilies into there as well for a little spice. So we'll get straight into it. Ooh. So I went for the egg noodle rather than the flat noodle, and I went with soup. You can have it without soup. The noodles are super slippery, but they already feel under the chopstick. They feel like texture-wise they're going to be really good. Nice texture, very mild sort of fishy flavour, just adding a bit of chili flake as well as that vinegar. Again, just considering the flavour in the broth, it's super clean, super light sort of tasting, but very flavoursome. Chili flake takes it up a notch in spice compared to the vinegar. And then their famous fish balls. That almost collapses in by like a third before it bursts. There's so much give in that. Very bouncy, very clean fish flavour again. I am about to eat, personally, the best duck noodle soup. Hell, the best dish that I had in the entire trip of Thailand. It's in this video. So keep watching and enjoy. So first stop was the duck soup, which I am just so excited to try. This is one of the ones that Gary went. I think the second one in this video. So Gary, my trust is in you, pal. I'm just gonna taste that broth first. So considering duck is a very like fatty bird, it's a very clean flavour. Just added some extra chili in there, put some punch because she said it's not a spicy dish, and it really isn't. I think that's a misconception in Thai food, is everyone just thinks everything just blows your head off. But there is such a balance of flavours in foods in Thailand. Some are spicy, some are sweet, some are salty, some are all of the above. Huge pieces of meat in there. That is so tender. Some crispy bits of pork in there. Looks like some duck liver. That liver is so good. It has a flavour of liver, but it's not really gamey. Like the flavour is there of it, but again, it's kind of clean and fresh. Those noodles, really sticky. A little bite to them. The addition then of that sort of minced chili and chili vinegar. Again, it's a massive balance. Like a lot of the foods can be quite rich in flavour. I think they're my favourite bit. Little meatballs. When they make these meatballs you get over here, they're almost spongy in texture. That's why they've mashed up that meat so much that it becomes a really fine paste. It's not like a sausage meat, it's even finer than that. It's like, I think the closest thing we have in England would be like a Richmond skinless sausage, that kind of texture. But it's less mushy, they've kind of given it a bit more body, it has a little bounce to it. Like, this is just phenomenal. This is unreal.